Well, hello, welcome to the Fireside Psychic. My name is Paul Baswell, and I'm going to be your guide today. I kind of want to continue on from the last video we did, which was a new guide part 2, where we talked about a paradigm shift coming up in the first of the year. And I kind of want to cover basically a few subjects about that. For one, we kind of need to get ready for this paradigm shift. It's, I think, going to be pretty powerful. One of the ways that we can do that, particularly we light workers, is to come together and form connections with other light workers. And it's a very imperative that we don't just sit out there working in isolation, spinning our wheels, everybody doing the same thing over and over again. We need to reach out to people who are like-minded and try to form deeper relationships and structures. You know, not everybody needs to be doing the same thing. We can come together and form ladders or what would be the right word? Organizations. Now, I'm not saying we need to have a president, vice president, treasurer, all that kind of. It's not that tightly organized, but you know, groups of people can come together, and then we can figure out our strong suit. I mean, some of us are really good at communicating with other people. Others are really good at reaching out to people in need, or whatever your talent skill is. But if we can group together talents and skills, then we can further our goals. We could also form goals. I mean, we all have goals, particularly as light workers. But I mean, it would be good if we could put those goals into action. And I think with this paradigm shift coming in the new year, it's going to be really incumbent on us to never force. Okay, we don't force people to do anything. We ask, or we present our case to people. We can't make anybody do anything. But you know, again, and I don't want to sound critical of the congressmen who are out there, because many of them have done amazing things, particularly over the course of their careers. But this octogenarian Congress that we have has trouble being current. It has trouble really. I mean, half of them don't even understand the internet. They have to hire people to do stuff like that for them. They don't know how to tweet even. And I'm not saying that makes you a bad person, but if you want to affect truly life-altering changes for the better, then you need to understand how to communicate with in a contemporary sense. So coming together, forming, getting people who have similar talents together, and then forming bigger organizations where we can make a more positive effect and reach out to these. If we don't start communicating with Congress what we really want, because let's face it, the public getting anything they want passed is pretty rare. Corporations, for the most part, get what they want. The rest of us don't get anything. We have to change that paradigm. And I think that paradigm is shifting. But we need to strike while the iron is hot. So that's the first thing on my agenda anyway, is, you know, any of you out there who know each other or don't know each other but suspect, you know, maybe you could link up. Let the spirit be your guide. You know, I think spirit wants us to link up. My guides are saying, and I've said this before, there's more power in numbers than when we're on our own. The other thing we need to work on is, oh, and by the way, excuse me, I had oral surgery again this morning. I'm kind of surprised I'm able to talk as well as I am, but I'll do the best I can without slurring too much. Anyway, still only in the middle of it. I got 2 more things to do. Anyway, back to the subject. The next thing we need to do is to engage people who are open but don't necessarily have experience with or are not aware of higher metaphysical concepts, about free will and brotherly peace and love, spreading love, but they're open to those ideas. They maybe aren't cool with the whole idea of talking about your guides or whatever. That's too detailed for me to talk about. But what I'm saying is we need to work to draw in the everyday people who are peace loving and who are good spirits, good souls. That's the vast majority of us. But I mean, they don't know what we know. And that's not to say that we're better or greater because we know. We just happen to come on this path before them. And so it's really incumbent on us to share with them ways that they can improve their life and show them that the paradigm that we've been living in for so long isn't working for them, is not going to ever work for them, and that we need to try new things, and that trying new things doesn't have to be scary, and we don't have to do it in incremental pushes so that we have to spend another 300 years just to make it legal for women to own their own bodies. You know what I'm saying? That is ridiculous. That is the octogenarian's view, is that, we can't go too fast. Now, there is a point where you cannot push a society to change faster because it will break down. I don't know what that point is, but I do feel it's somewhere left of where we are now. And so bringing the everyday person in, it should be another goal that we all have. Hey, you can talk to people. Sure, you might get rejected, but that's okay. You can't reach everybody. Spirit doesn't expect that of you. I'm not telling you you have to reach out to people. I'm just saying, if you're really staying in touch with your inner self, if you're meditating, if you're centered, if you're the kind of person that wants to live a more spiritual life, who thinks about those things on a more regular basis, just be open to the possibility. I guarantee you your guides will let you know. They'll just tell you right on the spot, or you'll get the feeling, hey, I'm standing in line next to this lady and I just want to talk to her. If those things come over you, then you should do it. Again, always being cognizant of where you're at and the circumstances of your situation. Not every place is appropriate to start a spiritual conversation with everybody. You just have to have faith in your guides and let them bring you along on the journey. If you're really in touch with them, I guarantee you they will give you really good advice, and they'll even guide you on what to say. If you're so inclined, like I said, whatever your specialty is, if your specialty is communication, then yeah, that's a good thing for you. The other thing is, how are we gonna, so we get this paradigm shift and everything's in our favor and we win the midterms, which I know we are going to. I actually feel really giddy about. I was thinking about that last night. Just a quick off the subject. I was thinking about that last night, and my guides, because they know my very favorite dessert, and they're gonna go. They said to me, "You're gonna be drinking milkshakes," because I just love chocolate well, actually chocolate malted milkshakes, which is their way of saying you're going to be celebrating. And I'm just not worried like everyone else is. They've been telling me for years that we're going to win this midterm. So I've had a long time to get used to the idea. I can feel the energy of it. I can feel the joy that everybody's going to have when we win. And there is going to be dancing on the streets. But if you do like to imbibe, please be responsible. Don't get crazy. And also know that, you know, there's going to be more than a few people that are not happy about that outcome. But try to be compassionate. It's really important, like I said in my previous videos, that, you know, get in there, do your vote, get home. Don't hang around. Don't talk to anybody. Even if somebody who's lording around starts talking to you, just assume it's all going to go south. So if they talk to you, just pretend you haven't heard them. Pull out your cell phone, start playing, except if you're in the voting area. A lot of states have laws against that. But if you're outside in the line, pull out your cell phone, stick your nose in your phone, pretend they're not there. Particularly, you know, if they are a little menacing, just try to stay out of the whole thing. Think peaceful, calm thoughts. Think thoughts of white light of protection. Say, calling on my guides of 100% divine light. Please assist me with this work today. Committing myself only to the highest good or higher than I can think, and only asking for guides who are of 100% divine light. Please protect me and surround me with energy to repel all negative thoughts. Yeah, whatever prayer or thought process or meditation you want. I mean, meditating in line is a great way to zone out of the negativity. Anyway, I've digressed. So, you know, moving forward, you know, into the 21st century, more into the 21st century, how are we going to live, or how are we going to put forth this new energy paradigm that we want to establish while still facing negative or low vibration circumstances, people? Because just because we win, even if we win and it causes the Republican Party to collapse, which I did think it was going to, but I kind of now think, my guides are telling me it's a much longer process than that. It's going to take a long time for this MAGA side of the party to fade away. But it will fade away, guarantee. It is going to fade away. I think if we win when we win the midterms, that's going to do a serious blow. Because you got to remember, the vast majority of people, even if they're not Democratic, maybe they're independent, there's a lot of Republicans. They don't like this MAGA thing. You know, just in the last few weeks, well, months, but really in the last few weeks, a lot of Republicans who were still thinking they were part of this Republican Party, but they weren't really sure how they belonged or how they fit into this party. A lot of them have come to the conclusion that they don't fit into the party, and they've decided to either become independents, or some of them decided to become Democrats. I'm not entirely sure how these new Democrats are going to fit into the Democratic Party. You know, we don't want the Democratic Party to collapse from eternal uniqueness. Now, let me explain that. It's easy to get something done when everybody in your party thinks the same way. Then you start adding, because we're a big tent party, we we really take in a lot of people. There's a lot of Democrats who are almost really not Democrats. They're kind of like Republican light, but we've taken them in because we're of an incredibly accepting party. But the more we take in these ever extreme, and I'm not saying they're extreme, but they're more divergent from view than we are, the more we take them in, the more difficult it is going to be to get a consensus. And we kind of are at that point now, and again, I'm speaking about Democrats sort of in the we, but really I am a humanist, and I would be for any party that believes in democracy. So while I do espouse being a Democrat, I would leave in a heartbeat if the Democratic Party started acting crazy. So I'm not so much a Democrat as I am, I don't know what to call myself. I'm a person that believes in personal happiness, and I believe that you all should have personal happiness too. And I believe in certain fundamental thought processes and behaviors that lead to those kinds of lifestyles or life experiences. So, don't get turned off by my liberal use of the word Democrat or Democratic Party. It's just it's a means of speaking about what I think is at this point, appropriate course of action. So we need to come up with ways to live alongside of this very ancient 3D, low 3D vibration, and still be able to be happy, push a humanist agenda forward. I'm not saying how to do those things. At this point, my guides tell me the best way to bring about a humanist agenda or a fundamental change in the paradigm is to live your life first and foremost. Take care of yourself. Turn more inwards. As I've said before, be less focused on the world and more about your course. Because I guarantee you, if you are living the life that you are meant to live, then you are in harmony with your purpose and you're in harmony with the universe. That is going to put that vibration out, and it's going to affect everyone around you in a more positive way, and it's going to encourage them to live their purpose. So if we're all living our purpose and these people over here aren't, then I believe fundamentally, and my guides tell me so, that that's going to diminish their effect, because they are not the majority. Don't let the media brainwash you into thinking that there's this them and us mentality. It may sound like I'm talking like that, but I'm not. They're part of us too. They're human beings. Oh, it's a fly in here. They're human beings too, and they're deserving of love and happiness. So hopefully, if we live our lives in a really good way, some of it's going to rub off on them and give them an opportunity to live a better life. So let's just take a really quick look. Let's double check what we talked about in our last. So I said it was like we're on top of a steep hill and we're going down the other side really fast, but it's not dangerous, it's just thrilling. But there's darkness around. Okay, so we have to stay on our path. It's really important you stay on your path. Don't let people pull you out, get you upset or distracted. Yeah, they're telling me there's gonna be daisies. Yeah, they're showing me daisies, vases of daisies, flowers in the house, beauty. There's gonna be beauty around this paradigm change in Congress making this rule change that's apparently going to be pretty paradigm changing. I hate to keep using the same word. Oh, here comes Tucker. It's my buddy. That's Tucker. Come here, Charlie. You have met him before. And then my other dog, Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Everybody wants to look at you. Oh! Oh! This is my gigantic Cocker Spaniel, Charlie. I thought somebody mentioned they really love the dog, so I'm showing them for him. Charlie is my big buddy. He protects me from the gas man when he brings the gas. All right, come on, guys. Let's get down. Anyway, I'm going to keep this really short today because my mouth, and I'll try to do a much more lengthy video in the upcoming future. But yeah, they're telling me there's going to be flowers, daisies. Daisies are happy. They're symbols of cheerfulness and joy. So just go forward with cheerfulness and joy, and do your thing, man, and spread the good news that the universe loves you. It loves you unconditionally. It loves you unconditionally and forever. And it always has loved you. It's never wavered. It's never wavered one bit. And your guides are here to further that love and that happiness for you each and every day, from the time your soul came into existence till when we all, whatever the future may bring. I'm struggling for words here because it's just such an amazing feeling. I just, even right now, just talking about it, I can feel the universe wrapping its arms around me and holding me in protection and love. It almost brings tears to my eyes. It feels so amazing. So go forth, be happy. Don't worry about the election. It's almost over. We only got 6 days left, or 5.5 days left. The universe loves you. Your guides love you. Your family loves you. And you are meant to be here at this time. And you deserve every bit of joy that you can have. Thank you, and you have a really great day. Bye.